Take a sip, you gon' trip.
Welcome to part 2 Kaleidoscope
series.
If you haven't watched part 1 yet, go watch it before. So I'll be actually doing a glow up makeup look along with telling my preteen story. So let's get started. Alright, now that our hair is nice and up, let's start with the first part of my preteen area. Angsty, not really. Confused, not really. Has she hit puberty? Not yet. Maybe. So first off, I'm gonna be using this Smashbox, the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur, to blur out all that asteroid hole on this moon face of mine, because I've been really bad with like picking at my pimples. I know, I'm an addict. You see, during my pre-teen years, I moved around quite a lot. Where we left off previously was when I was still in Bangkok, but I moved to Russia, and
holy cow!
Russia was cold, but freezing, eyelash freezing. Honestly, I loved it because being in Thailand, it's hot as... Going from that to really freezing cold was quite a jump, but I've never seen snow at that point in my life. I was around 9-ish, 10-ish. It was the most exciting thing ever. Onto foundation. I remember fondly that my English wasn't really good during that time. You know, going to an international school there, most of the students or the people there had really thick Russian accent for the most part. My teacher had British accent, and you know, I could kind of understand them, but even at that point my English was never that good, and the fact that accent came into play also really gave me a hard time learning English and just understanding what people are saying, because I'm like, can you repeat that again? So there was this one time, it was snowing and we have recess time, so the time where you go for a break, eat your snacks, share your Russian snacks with friends. During this time, we had a snowball fight. The previous section of the previous grade would have recess before us. They'd make an Olaf or two and a bunch of snowballs to prepare. There was this one boy I had a crush on, and I really liked him. He was like super cute. And we were having this snowball fight. All the girls were coming and all the guys were coming in. I was so excited that I took what I thought was a snowball that was already kind of, you know, made, and I threw it at the boy that I like in hopes of, I don't know, just those childish things that you do. And so I was like, he just ducked, and so I just went on to like snowball fight, you know, making snow, throwing it, making snow, taking snow and throwing it. I was with another friend maybe a minute or two after. She was the lady who monitored recess. Her hair was short, she was tall, she was really pale skin. She was like one of those like elegant women that you see with the fur coat and her little fur hat, and she came up to me. There's a spot where like naughty children stand at, and I remembered that she was like,
you have to come stand here right now. You did something really bad.
And then the boy that I like was standing next to her, and you could see that he previously cried, and so I was like, wait, what did I do? And then she was like,
why did you throw the ice at the boy?
What? I thought that was snow. Oh, it was so sad because I didn't know how to explain myself, and my English was so poor that I just didn't know how to articulate what I had to say. I just remember standing there next to this naughty boy who did something probably bad, not by accident, and I was just bawling, I was crying. Snow chemistry is very difficult, guys. Moving on to concealer. To conceal, don't feel, don't let them see your tears as you stand in recess. I wasn't in Russia for long. I moved back to Bangkok, and that was kind of when I found out I was gonna be a big sister. Mind you, I was not like any other kid where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want a sister. I was stoked, I was pumped, I was psyched. I was so excited to be a big sister. Not to be cheesy or anything, I do really love my sister, and I can bully her, and I'm the only one who can bully her, and nobody else. Anybody else who bullies her, I'm out to get you. I was excited to meet this new person that is gonna be a part of my family. I don't even want to talk about it, makes me all teary.
Stop it, Christina, stop it.
But shortly after that, again, my parents decided, now we have Joya, my sister, let's move down south where it's much nicer, away from all the pollution. And so then we ended up moving to Phuket. At that point, I was, I think, around 11. Let's set the face like the 3 or 4 years I've been settling in Phuket. What is that white powder? Don't get any ideas. So I'm using this floofy blush to set under my eyes. Where am I gonna go after this? Nowhere. I'm gonna do my essay because it's finals week and my essay is due tonight. So I'm not going out anywhere, and you know, it doesn't hurt to show a little bit of your flaws. Done! Bronzing. So I'm gonna bronze up by putting it right my cheekbones to make me look. You can tell I have no friends. Actually, that's a lie. My friends are all like that also. So you know who you are. Alright, now that we look like a pop art image. During my time in Phuket, I even got into sports and a little bit of drama, but mainly sports. I was so into sport. I really pushed myself to get a really good grade in that course, and I did end up getting a good grade. I was so proud of myself because, you know, I was just an average preteen in 5th grade. It was my first time that I learned of what a curse word was. There was this huge tree in front of the nursery, and me and 2 of my friends were there, and they were talking about something, some words I've never heard of, and then they were like,
Do you know any curse words?
and then with all my strength, all my mighty power, I turned and I looked at them and I said, stupid. Stupid? Really? Let us enlighten you. And then all came the dictionary of all curse words in the world. So there we go, my 5th grade innocence, goodbye. Something just disappeared from my pan. Wait a minute. I'm so confused. How did that happen? I was looking at it last night. Oh no, this is not a good sign. Let's put on some blush. Let's fill in the eyebrows. Oh, sorry, I'm using this ColourPop Brow Boss. I'm just coloring in my brows, kind of just towards the end, but not really filling it in, because if I fill it in, it'll look like a block of brows. This part was kind of sad in a way that I had to leave Phuket, and at that point my parents weren't able to financially support my school there, and it was unfortunate, but you know, it's just the reality of things. I'm obviously very fortunate and very grateful that I still had education and I still had people who supported me through my education, and I didn't really get to say bye to my friends. My mom and my sister moved to north of Thailand, and I ended up moving to Singapore with Papa. Yeah! We're not heading to Cryland. Stop it, Chrisseh. I don't even want to show these following pictures because they are so freaking embarrassing. Like, Papa, why did you tell me you look like this? Okay, the brows are drawn in. I did tutoring school, and at that point my English was on point. I was pretty much with me and my papa all the time, and I was also very upset with a lot of things, and I was quite angsty. I just want to be in a place for a while. I just kept it all inside. Okay, now that we groomed that, I'm gonna kind of set my brows. Honestly, I was just studying my butt off. So when my results finally came out, I didn't get in, and I was really upset that I felt like I worked really hard, but I guess I just wasn't at that level, and there's no one to blame for, and I just wasn't ready. So again, we were like, you know what, let's do this again, the second time. My math part was the one that was really pulling me down, and I did it the second time, didn't get in again, unfortunately. That was only a 2-3 months interval, but I eventually got into a school that was a semi-government school and private school, And at that point, I wasn't able to attend the school. So I had to move back to Thailand, and I went to this school up north in Thailand, and I was like, you know what? I'm offered an opportunity to have an education, and I should be really grateful for that. So I worked really, really hard in the bilingual school, like my butt off. I was 16. They had to push me a grade down because my Thai was horrible. And there was a course in Thai dedicated to Thai poetry. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I again moved. I ended up moving to an international school in Bangkok. Now, oh boy, let's go to the next phase of Christina's life. I'm gonna use this Morphe palette that you gotta get creative sometimes. This really light color all over my lid, and actually mixed with a bit of this. At this point, I was kind of 2 years late in my education. I didn't want to graduate when I was 20, honestly, and I was there to study, and things like Friends, things like drama, whatever didn't matter to me. I was there to study, and I've been given this opportunity, and I had to take it. So one day I went to the counselor, and I was like, what can I do to at least be a year above? And so he said you can make up the credits by doing extra credits by yourself, and so that's exactly what I did in order to bump a year up. When the grade 9s went to grade 10, I jumped to grade 11. This darker shade on the tight lines, the eye lines, the top lines. Let me read out some of the words that my friends have described me. Hardworking, confident, strong, procrastination, books, goldfish, snacks, smart, great leader, busy, sour, plants, genuine, would die for food, non-judgmental, reliable, not organized, quiet, scary, hot, socks. I'm gonna use some sparkly colors, like a mix of these two, and go just in the middle of my lids. So I'm gonna go in with this really tiny brush. I've recently been really into that wing natural look, and I'm gonna go in to this color and stir up some powder to transfer onto my back of my hand. Take a toner, wet her up, and create this concoction where it's like watercolor. Okay, now that we got the nice and wet consistency, I'm gonna just line my eyes. People might not know this, but actually, yes, I choked on popcorn and I had to go to the hospital. So I'm gonna go in with my ColourPop palette and go into this color here to bronze up even further. But what happened on that day was that my dorm parents think that I have a panic attack, but it was not a panic attack. I'll tell you exactly why. So I was sleeping and I was eating my popcorn.
Bad thing. Don't do that, okay?
Avoid sleeping and eating. Your mama taught you better, Chrissy. And unfortunately, my roommate wasn't there, Martina, she wasn't there. And I choked on my popcorn, and I could feel that I was wheezing. I was like, and so I kept like pressing my throat here. And then so I ran out downstairs really fast, and I was like, and I did that to my dorm parents, and I think they kind of knew that I was choking on something. My friend Heidi went with me also. She's the Korean girl that you've been seeing in these photos. Did this so much and like kind of tried to make myself throw up that they opened the door and I threw up that kernel stuff. But I was so shaken up by the experience that I guess in a way the doctors thought that it was a panic attack, which it probably is, honestly. But they didn't find anything because I had already thrown it up. But let's go with blush, because I'm gonna add a little bit more color. I made a really awesome group of friends. We call ourselves the Vodka Gang. I could not have asked for a better group of friends. My highlights of my life. Some people hated me for some reason during my senior year, and I could never understand, and I'm sure they're going through some stuff in life also, and I don't really blame them because I was angsty once upon a time, so I hope they're doing better. The finale, lips. I'm using this Revlon tint because it's all natural. So that's the look. I'll be back with the hair that I'm gonna curl. I I forgot to do a montage.
Stand a chance, heartbreak like a sad romance. Said that you never come back again. Been 3 days, now you're back again. But I'm not your man, no, I'm not your man. I